In between the first album and this album, there have been some lineup changes. There's a new drummer, Rory. How has he influenced the songwriting and the music?
He's been a huge help. He's always, he was like my best friend, Rory was, when I was like 10 years old. And I remember him being like obsessed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was like 10. Still is obsessed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is awesome. And he moved to New Zealand for most of his life after that. He was like there until he was like 19. And he came back to America and he kind of showed me a whole bunch of music. He kind of brought back a whole bunch of like New Zealand records for me, like the Dunedin Sound stuff, Flying Nun records, and that was like really kind of inspirational to me. But so I eventually asked him to join Howler because he's a really good musician and strangely a songwriter. He's a drummer, but he kind of like understands the process of like making a song work. So when we were at
music school.
He went to music school. Yeah. He did go to music school, so he's kind of maybe more professional.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Than any of us. So he understands how to write a song. I understand how to write a song. Ian understands how to write a song. So we could just kind of, and Max does too. So I think we could all just sit in a room and we could just like make it happen because we all kind of know how to do this. So.
Does this include lyrics as well, or is this just the music?
Just the music for the most part.
And the lyrics, that's something you do?
Yeah, and Ian sometimes too.
Yeah. And yeah, what I assume it's different for each song, obviously. But, what inspires you to write songs? Do you look at the world around you, or are there personal things?
It's always different. Yeah, it's just always different. It's always a moment of inspiration. It is always something, looking at something, or maybe looking inside or something. But it's different. But it is like an aha moment when you write lyrics usually.
I've wrote a couple of lyrics down, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay.
The album title. At what point well, you don't have a process, but at what point did you?
I like that. At what point oh wait, you don't have a process.
There's nothing happening.
Wait, you don't know what you're doing.
No, at what point did you decide on the album title?
At the end point.
Yeah.
And does the song that bears the same name, does that have a special significance then?
We just loved the song.
Yeah,
I don't know. We loved the song, and we thought like the attitude of the song, it was kind of funny. And I think I like the phrase "world of joy" a lot, so just stuck.
Well, what is this attitude? Can you describe it?
Yeah, it's kind of tongue in cheek. It's not all sinister. Like the thing is like coming off first, it looks like oh, world of joy. But then you can kind of look at it again, and it sort of looks maybe little. What's the word? I don't know. It looks sarcastic sometimes, but
a little goofy.
I don't know. It seems kind of open. It seems almost inviting sometimes, and it can also be sort of closed off. And I feel like that's kind of our attitude. Sometimes we're very open about things, and sometimes we're very closed off. So I don't know.
Yeah. Like anyone.
It could be like world of joy, or it could be like world of joy. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote down some of the things that you said about the album. The songs became accounts of you guys living and dreaming passionately. Can you explain?
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah. Hello.
I think I have 5 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Is that what that means?
I think so.
Okay. It was. That's just basically about the month of July when we spent together just writing the record. It was just so easy and carefree. It was just literally,
Yeah, we were living pretty passionately,
Yeah, it was fun.
Touring like nonstop. I don't know if that's passion.
I don't know. It's just this record was really fun to make. I think we just, it was just a big music exchange. You'd be like us playing music, then us going to the bar at night, seeing our friends, and just like talking about our favorite records, talking about books we like. Just that sort of attitude. It was very just carefree. Just like a really good time. So I think we just sort of like had this like moment of just like, this is great to be alive and to make music and stuff. So.
And as you say, this carefree mentality is something you as a band need to be able to write music.
Well, yeah, nothing is that terrible. And if it is, then you gotta like take a step back or something. But
sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, something that I thought came back on the record a lot was the notion of freedom. That in the song "Don't Want It," the ability to be to decide for yourself what you do with your life. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
In what way do you see this freedom? I wrote the line down. I don't want to. Oh no, that's a different song. You don't have to be anyone if you don't want to. You don't have to get a job if you don't want to. How do you see this?
I think don't really have to explain it. I think it's kind of, I think it explains itself, honestly.
No, I'm trying to.
The
What I'm trying to
tombstone.
get at is the mentality behind it. Is it something that literally means? Or do you care what happens, in a sense?
Do I care what happens?
Yeah.
And what do you mean by?
If,
Well,
if you're feeling good about what happened, well,
Yeah, exactly.
then you're fine. You know, it's like taking things too serious.
I don't know. Like
And-
when it comes to like sort of like pointing out lyrics like that, I usually think that my job is to sort of ask the question and write that sort of statement, and then you can take it however you want to take it, honestly.
Okay,
And so you don't have to take it anyway, or you could take it literally, or you could look a little deeper or whatever. But I don't think I really have any explanation for that exactly. I think the song is the explanation itself.
And that comes back to the song as well.
Yeah.
If you don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. There's another line I wrote down. I don't want to be rich and famous no more. We can go wherever we want. Again, this sense of freedom to leave things behind. Has this mentality always been there for the band?
I think maybe it's a direct reaction against maybe where I was before. Maybe I was like a little too tense about things, and it's just much easier to just kind of like let go, maybe.
In what way? In terms of pressure, maybe?
Yeah, pressure. Yeah, maybe just pressure. Just living, like life can be stressful. It can be chaotic sometimes. And I think that sometimes it's just best to just sort of like take a deep breath and just know that you can literally. There's a whole freaking world out there, and if you're not happy like with who you are or what you're doing at that certain moment, you like do something else then. Just you have to be like a little more free, or I feel like I have to be more free about how I view everything. So
You only live once.
And as you say, essentially, it's just a search for happiness.
Yeah, sure.
Well, then if it's not, then
No, I mean, YOLO.
okay. Yeah, final question. I wrote one more thing down. It's that the record is a tribute to our love for rock and roll and the lineage of that genre. Where do you think Howler fits within that lineage?
who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're the artists. We don't get to decide that. We just get to make the music. That's for other people to decide, probably.
Yeah.
Is there an ambition to fit somewhere, or it also doesn't?
I don't know. Well, no, seriously, like it doesn't really.
Or
It's not. It's seriously not up to us, and I don't think it's ever going to be up to us. I think we just write the songs, and that's up for people to decide if they like the songs or not, and they can categorize it however they want to categorize it. So.
It'd be sweet though if it could be like by Limp Bizkit
Yeah.
and Sublime
ICP.
in between.
Well, but you mentioned a certain pressure that affected you at one point, so there is a sense of having to accomplish something, right?
Not anymore.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey.